Okay, I'm going to show you how I like to make popcorn for a really healthy snack, about once a week, not more than that. But it tastes like movie popcorn. It tastes all buttery without adding butter. There's been a lot of hype about coconut oil not being good for you, but now they're saying that coconut oil and palm oil are both very good for you. So I usually use organic, but I ran out. But right now I have coconut oil and red palm oil. This gives it the buttery flavor and is really good for your arteries. And both are very, very good for you. And they're full of nutrients. So I normally start out with about a heavy-duty pot, heavy bottom, stainless steel pot. It's about 2 to 3 quarts. Then I use about 1, 2, 3 tablespoons of coconut oil around. And I don't want it on high, I want it on just above medium high, because I don't want it to get too hot. Then I'm going to use about a tablespoon and a half of my palm oil. Oops, I thought I had this one open, I guess I didn't. See how buttery that looks? Doesn't taste buttery, but it does in the popcorn. So I use about a full tablespoon and maybe a little half. And just, you can make it to your own liking. I don't eat it but once a week. But we love popcorn. It's full of fiber and it's really good for you. So, and I don't like it dry. So when I make it my one time a week, I'm going to enjoy it. So I heat up my oil and I go with about, this is a quarter of a cup. So I use 1, 2, that's a half a cup. And then almost a scoop more to get about 3/4 of a cup. And I sort of look at the consistency. I don't want it too oily, but yet I want it oily enough to help it pop. So that's how much I like that. Then I add the salt when it's cooking. That way the salt coats all the popcorn. It's not just a little bit falling off on top. And I go with a good heaping, half a teaspoonful of that. This is butter salt, and I just get whatever kind I can find and mix it together and have it ready. So I use quite a bit, but a little fuller than half a teaspoon. Spread it in there. Just maybe a little tad more. I tend to add a little extra of whatever I say, it seems like. And then I want it, like I said, not high, but a little more than medium. Not quite between halfway, between medium and high. Of course, you want to move these out so you don't have a fire hazard. And I always want to have my bowl ready, because once it starts popping, it's on. And you have to really watch your pot then. Said it's full of fiber, it's nutritious, and it's yummy. I love it. And I don't have a fancy stovetop, but if you do, of course you don't want to shake it on your stove, it'll scratch it. But mine works great for me. So I just sort of shake it around and just get it ready. You'll start to see it bubbling. And in a minute, once the popping starts, it's on. And you're going to just keep shaking it about every 10 seconds or so it'll coat really good with the salt and all the colors and the butters. And you can sit at home and watch your favorite movie and have yummy movie popcorn and make more and whenever you want it. So it's getting ready to start, so just bear with me a minute. You'll see it start to bubble, getting all those flavors ready. Always have a big bowl ready, and I sort of dump it as I go so that I can keep shaking it, can keep popping without it, having to hold back on how much room it has to expand. I've tried it on high, and it seems to pop too fast, and the kernels seem a little chewy. And I've tried it a little slower, and it doesn't pop fast enough. So you sort of have to find that line. Here we go. We're starting to pop now. I got a couple going, and it's getting ready to crank up here in a second. Here we go. Now, that usually happens. So you're just going to, I sort of like to air out a little bit until it cranks up good. Let the steam out a little bit. There we go. Now we're cooking. Just keep shaking it so it doesn't burn it. it will eventually pop so much that it'll start lifting the lid. Then I'll dump some of that out and let it keep popping. It smells so good already. When you walk in the house, it smells like a movie theater. It makes just the right amount for 2 of us, too. You're really full by the time you're done. It's a great snack with watermelon. Alright, now we're starting to fill up, so I usually unload it a little bit. And then I keep shaking it. See how buttery that looks? It's not even got butter on it. I love it. Keep shaking it good, let it keep popping. I might do that one more time. That way you get all the kernels popped really well. Just really keep an eye on it until it slows down. Starting to slow down. It'll keep popping now. See, it's just about stopped. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it off. I might unload a little more. And I've probably got about most of it now without hardening it. There you go. I have hardly any kernels. And then, as you can see, we have yummy popcorn. That looks like it's buttered, but it's not. And it's salted, and it's wonderful. So, that's how I do it. Enjoy.